Welcome back, my people, to United State of Mind, brought to you by FTBL. Of course, my name is Lies, your host, and to my right is the one and only Culture Cams. My friend, how are you doing today?
What's good,
Of
bro? What's
course,
good?
my
What's
name is
good?
Lies, your
Oh
host,
shit!
and to my
I got you
right
in
is.
the background.
I was
I
gonna
got
say
you.
that's not me.
No, I was watching the YouTube at the same time. What you saying, bro? I'm all good, man.
Nah,
All
I'm
good.
chilling, bro. I'm
Fresh
chilling.
off
It's not.
fresh off the L,
Yeah,
but feeling better now. Feeling better. Feeling optimistic,
optimistic after conceding six.
bro. You gotta bounce back, man. You gotta bounce back. You can't sit and cry all day. You know what I mean? You gotta hold that, take it, and move on. You know, like that. So that's the mood I'm in right now.
Fair enough, bro. I mean, we got a lot to talk about, man.
Mm.
There's only one place really to start. That's the Manchester Derby. That's the game that everyone really had their eyes on this weekend. And I can't speak for you, but for the most part, I saw a lot of fans on Twitter and our group chats very optimistic about this game. They went into it with a lot of confidence. And you can kind of see why, right? 4 wins on the trot, some big performance against the likes of Arsenal, against the likes of Liverpool. Hey, we've had a decent record against City in the last few years. Maybe we can rock up to the Etihad and do something again. And I think the only way, Cam, that we can really, I don't know, sum up what happened this Sunday is a reality check, right? It's a huge reality check for Man United fans that look, it's been a decent bounce back to the season since those first two losses, but we're not there yet, right?
Nah, bruv. I fully agree, bruv. Like, look, Ten Hag said it himself. He said the words that he actually said was, after the Liverpool and Arsenal game, you can feel that confidence, but reality kicks in, and thank you to Man City. I mean, literally said thank you to Man City and Pep
Yeah.
for the reality check. And look, that is the state that we're in at the moment. You know what I'm saying? It is a reality check. I was actually confident for the game. Not to say that Man United are better than Man City, but I was actually confident, after beating Liverpool, beating Arsenal, and obviously the Etihad record is pretty decent. Do you know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
was kind of like in a good little mood. But obviously, yeah, you got pummeled to the ground. And I mean, it is what it is. As I said, it is what it is. I can see a comment in there that says, yeah, this one. It's not about how good City are. I think it's a bit of both. I think it's a bit of both
Yeah.
because City were clinical. City were clinical in the first 3-4 minutes. They had that chance, smashed it off the Gea. Then McTominay made that last ditch block and all of them type of things. So they were really on it. You know what I mean? They were really on it, and it is what it is. I think the players just got a bit overawed with the occasion. And you may think, how can you get overawed with the occasion when you can't beat Liverpool and Arsenal? The difference is, Liverpool and Arsenal, we kind of went in as underdogs, and yes, go against City as underdogs, 100%. But that optimism, that now a little bit of expectation, they would have been feeling that. People are like, oh, hold on, United are going to get something at the Etihad.
Yeah.
These players are not ready for that. We got to remember, this is still the same crop of players. Plus two, plus three starters, new starters. It's still the same crop of players from last season. So we can't get too excited. You know what I mean? There's always going to be these moments.
Yeah, I really like this comment as well because that's really the first question. It's a question I've been asking myself a lot. I was on a podcast. I also asked myself that question. How much credit do you give that loss or that win to City being unplayable, being scintillating, and to United just being completely off it almost from minute one? Or is it almost like a bit of both?
I mean, look, it's a bit of both because what United are doing, as soon as they get the ball, they were forcing it, giving the ball back to City. Like, yes, I know you're trying to play this counter thing, but it doesn't have to mean the first pass has to be the one behind the defense.
Yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean?
Rannick ball right there.
Yeah, the first pass does not have to be the one behind Akanji and Ake.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Take a little bit of time, 2-3 passes, then zing one. You know what I mean? And play from there. But I saw in the first minute or second minute, Varane got the ball, tried to do a long diag to Jadon Sancho, and the ball went off the pitch. Yeah. And then I was just like, from there, I was like, that was a mad force, especially that it's Kyle Walker's side as well. You're trying to ping one over the top. I was like, okay, that's a bit of a
Yeah,
force.
that's foolish.
And then they continued from there, bro. You know what I mean? So at the same time, Man United were poor. Too much space in the midfield, which is why I was saying I think Casemiro should have started alongside McTom. But Come on, man. As the comment says there by Tricks, 6 goals from 10 shots on target. I mean, come on, bro. You know what I mean? That's clinical shit. Yes, just to be honest, that's clinical. And look, they're just a much better team at this present moment. This is a team that are 7 years in, champions in 5 of those years, or whatever it's been, 4 of those years, know each other well. The way they string their passes, I mean, they're like literally the final form, and we're like baby steps. So yeah, it's levels in it.
I hear you. I hear you. Especially like you talk about how efficient they were in front of goal. It's
Yeah.
not even either that they were like taking long shots and it's just like screamers or whatever. I look at 2 goals in particular, Cam.
Mm.
And the first one is that one that everyone is talking about, the De Bruyne pass to Haaland. That that pass, the one that you keep saying, you close your eyes, you can imagine it over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And look, a player like De Bruyne will play that pass 10 out of 10 times, and a player like Haaland will score that 10 out of 10 times. But my biggest issue is with how much time and space they gave De Bruyne to basically trap the ball, pick his head up, 10 seconds on the ball, perfect that, like weigh that pass to perfection to give it to Haaland. Like when you give world-class, not even a world-class player, an elite level player like Kevin De Bruyne that amount of time and space to do what he does best, of course you're gonna get that kind of efficiency. And I look at the second one. Here's the second one as well. Haaland gets the ball with his back to goal. No one is on him. He literally takes like 8 touches to get it under control and turn. Still, no one is on him. Backing up, backing up, backing up. One killer pass from him, which isn't really his game, right? As much as we praise Erling Haaland, his vision or his final ball is not something that we really think about when we think of Erling Haaland.
No.
Picks out an easy ball to Foden, who's in acres of space, near post against De Gea. And it's like, yeah, these players are so talented, and when you give them that much space to operate, it's like a 100% chance that they're going to
punish you.
Yeah.
Like what you're basically alluding to is fear, bro. It was fear. Should we go? Should we stay? What should we do? It was it was confusion. It was just very, very a weird performance. You know what I mean? Like the Haaland one is especially the one, the Foden hat trick one. That was the one where I'm like, now you're treating Haaland like Messi. Now you're actually a pure thoroughbred goal scorer in Haaland. You're now treating like Messi. Like you don't back off Haaland. Why are you backing off Haaland? He's not that type of player. Do you know what I mean? You back off Henri, you back off Suarez, you back off, because they'll just jink you and they're gone. But now you're literally like Haaland. Somebody said that Haaland's got the aura. He's the aura man now. You know what I mean? Because man don't know if they should go to him or stick to him. Yeah. KDB, I wouldn't really. That one with the KDB assist that you're talking about. The reason why I won't go too hard on that one is because KDB is going to do that tonight, by the way. And he's going to do it on Saturday.
100%. 100%. But Cam, my biggest issue with that isn't it's not that he's going to do it, though. It's just that get in front of him. If you look at that clip in particular, Jadon Sancho is the closest person to him already. That is a problem because McTominay was nowhere to be seen. Eriksen is nowhere to be seen. Talk about gaps in midfield. And Sancho is like strolling back to get to Kevin De Bruyne, who has all the time and space to play his killer pass. You talk about like marquee moves, like players who have signature moves. That's Kevin De Bruyne's signature move. And they basically just allowed him all the time and space to perfect it. That's what I have an issue with. Again, we're going to lose to City. It's not the end of the world to lose to Manchester City. Better teams than United have, better teams will. But it's the manner in which you do. And I just think they basically fed chances to them on a golden platter. And City, of course, are going to take them.
Yeah, look, that's my one thing. That's my one thing about the whole kind of lineup issue. You know what I mean? That's why I would have had Casemiro, McTominay starting. You know what I mean? If Bruno was going to start that game for me, he had to be like on the right, something like that. You know what I mean? Just out the way from the middle so the midfield could be packed. You know what I mean? I would have started Eriksen. I said it. I would have started Eriksen, McTominay, and Casemiro. Just shore up that midfield. What City want is space. Of course, they want space. One thing about Man City, why Man City are so good, is not just because they're good passing, bro. They're in transition as well. Are different. Kevin De Bruyne in transition is one of the best ball carriers when he's moving in that mode in the world, bro. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And then you got Jack Grealish, who is an elite ball carrier. Whatever people want to say about him, he is an elite ball carrier. So now you have these type of players, and you're affording so much space in the midfield. this is what's going to happen. So that's my only gripe with what Ten Hag did. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know what I mean? Should have shored it up. But I said before the season started, right? I did think Man United are going to be in for some batterings this season. I did think a Dutch coach coming in from an Ajax system who still wants to play that kind of more a little bit expansive and try things. Go to the Etihad with an attacking lineup. Go to play against Arsenal with attacking lineup. Play against Liverpool with attacking lineup. These type of things are going to happen. So look, I didn't expect it to come to by Brentford. By the way, don't talk with that one. You know what I'm saying? But that still did come from him trying to put Eriksen in the sixth role, and he's gonna be learning as we go along. And United fans just have to be patient, man, because I keep saying, you look at over at Arsenal, Liverpool kept being the example for every fan, you know, of giving a time to a manager and shrewd signings and all this type of stuff. It was always Liverpool as the example. But now Liverpool have done their cycle, maybe becoming, right? You got to now look at someone like Arsenal, who are doing pretty well at the moment. They afforded the manager time. They had to take some big L's as well. They were going through bad moments, and he allowed themselves time to what's the word? Reshape the squad. You know what I mean? And we're gonna have to just give Ten Hag that. You know what I'm saying? He's learning who's not good. We got to remember that he's gonna learn who's not a good manager. He's gonna learn. Good player. He's gonna learn who he can trust. He's gonna learn who is really down for it, who's quality, who's not. It's a cycle, man, that we're all gonna be learning together.
Yeah, and I can't really disagree. I think the Arsenal point is really good, right? Liverpool really were the blueprint for how to do a successful rebuild. Arsenal are kind of showing like, damn, trust your guy, let him get his pieces. It might not be the worst idea in the world. I got a few other things I wrote down, really. The biggest thing for me, Cam, that I feel no one is really touching on, right? We're talking about the midfield. A lot of people are talking about the fullbacks as well. Malacia and Dallo, were they basically overwhelmed because each time City, you know how they overload the wings, for example. You need backup. You need your wingers coming back and helping you defend. And Anthony and Sancho were so high up the pitch. I don't know if that was like a tactical decision by Ten Hag to basically tell them, sit at the halfway line, don't come back and help. We're just going to send you through at every chance we can get. But the ones that I look at are the forwards. And it's not even to look at any of them individually, but I look at when United have had a lot of success against City. It's when they have a man up front that can really hold up the ball and get everyone up. Like you look at Martial against Manchester City, he tends to have pretty good games against them. That's usually when Ollie would get his wins because he had a guy that could basically hold the ball up, get the rest of the team going up forward with him. And then, okay, Rashford, Dan James on either side, you're gone. This game, it seemed like every single time United tried playing to their forwards, right, it's coming right back 10 seconds later. Rashford can't hold up the ball against Ake and Akanji. Sancho and Anthony, for as much ball retention as we talk about them, weren't holding onto the ball well whatsoever as well. Is that another thing going forward? Like Rashford in these games where like that out ball is always there and teams are playing on the halfway line. Okay, he's a great center forward option to have. But in a game against Manchester City, you need someone up there who can soak up pressure from his center backs and get the team up.
I feel like I understand the thinking behind why Ten Hag tried that. But now with your point, you're making sense in terms of it was like, you know, Martial up top and them type of things. So I do get what you're saying. I do understand his thinking behind that, putting the Rashford in behind, because look, it worked against two big teams who are going to try and do the same things. Do you get what I'm saying? But Man City were just smarter with it, dealt with it better. And again, Manchester United, look at the goals versus Arsenal. Look at the goals versus Liverpool. Passes happen before you put the out ball, bro. You still got to respect that. Yes, you have Mr. Rapido up top in Rashford, but you still have to string passes together at least for this to happen. Do you get what I'm saying? Remember that goal? Eriksen puts through Bruno. Bruno touched it, gives it to Rashford. I think Rashford gives it to Anthony, and we score whatever. You still have to play passes to do these things. You can't just think you can just pump it long. It's not Shane Long up there. Do you know what I mean? It's not. You can't just pump it and it's going to happen that way. So I get the thinking behind it, but it just didn't work out for me. You know what I mean? It just didn't work out. And when Martial's back, he's probably going to be playing he's going to be the one that's up top, because I think that's what Ten Hag wants. Yeah. So I guess, as I said, I don't think it was a bad idea, but the execution just wasn't right. Just was not right, bro. You know what I mean? And you just got to hold that one. But Martial's looked bright coming off the bench. So I'm excited to see if he can. It's like reviving Martial Part 20. You know
Part
what I
four,
mean?
or part five. Yeah.
We move in it. This is the situation we're
Hey,
in.
bro. He said I'm leaving here with sun, bro. I'm from around the way. I'm leaving here with sun. I don't know if you saw that one Twitter comment with a guy who basically cut out all the City goals and just showed the 2 Martial ones and the Anthony one with the commentary in the background.
Yeah, and then they put like we're like to make it like we won the game.
Yeah, 3-2.
That was hilarious, man. But now I do think though something that's not spoken about enough, and you mentioned it with the fullbacks not getting help, but it's also Anthony Taylor, whoever the referee was, he ruined the game in the first minute, bro.
Yeah,
He ruined the
facts.
game in the first minute. That foul, look, it's a derby. Maybe if it was 40 minutes into the game or whatever, first minute of a derby, the first challenge of the game, you gave a booking to the fullback. That handed City so much momentum, bro, because they just said, all right, cool. Bernardo Silva, you come to that side as well. Jack Grealish, you come as well. Cancelo, whoever it was, you come as well. And they just started manipulating that side. And Cancelo couldn't literally put 1 foot wrong and you're screwed. You know what I'm saying? I honestly think the referees kind of stitched it up there. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I definitely think the referee stitched that. Was it Michael Oliver? Yeah, or was it Michael Oliver? Sorry, not Anthony Taylor. Yeah, Michael Oliver, whoever it was, he stitched that one up, man. Honestly, I'm not saying that's where the game was lost, but it definitely affected the way Manchester United played, bro. Well, we defended 100%. That is just I don't know. I'm not with that one, man, at all.
I got a few super chats here, bro. So the first one, it says big fan of you guys, Sancho Sport. Good looks, bro. And another one from Delian as well. Funny thing is that our defense was not the worst. Attack was non-existent. Midfield, big gaps in the middle. We need to improve in attack, guys. And yeah, I mean, we can kind of bring that on to the next one because, look, Man United won 4 games in a row. We didn't hear a peep. Man United conceded 6 goals in 1 game. And for the next week, the main talking point is going to be a certain CR7 on the bench. I see a few comments in here as well. I haven't put them up yet, but basically saying that Ten Hag should have started Ronaldo. Ronaldo should have been in the team. Ronaldo could have been that guy to hold up the ball, like that kind of profile I'm talking about. Your boy Rio basically went on Vibe with 5 as well.
I was there.
For real? You can give us some
background. I was in the episode. Yeah. Look, I didn't agree with that one there. I didn't agree with Rio in that instance because, look, as you just mentioned, Man United win 4 games in a row. You don't hear a peep. In fact, people start saying, life is good now, blah, blah, blah. Then Man United lose against Manchester City. And then you talk about Ronaldo is needed in a game that, of all the games, is going to be counter-focused. You saying Ronaldo, what we would need if we had Ronaldo is more of a patient build-up, put some balls into the box for him, create some nice, cute chances that he'll probably bury. But in a game like that, that is not a game that Cristiano Ronaldo, for me, would have thrived in. And I don't think it was a game that, after the loss, we should be talking about we needed Ronaldo. Ronaldo should have started, blah, blah, blah. Because I saw 90% of people's starting lineups. No one had Ronaldo in it.
Hindsight is 2020.
The hindsight thing is going on. Do you know what I mean? And look, we've lost games with Ronaldo this season badly as well. So I don't think the whole he should have come off the bench situation. Why bring Ronaldo off the bench at 4-0? Is he going to score 4 goals or something? I'm seriously confused.
That's my question, Cam. Everyone banging on about Ronaldo. What difference on Sunday's game would Ronaldo have made? Whether he started or came on. What is the game changing whatsoever? We're not conceding less goals if Ronaldo is playing. We're not scoring 6 if Ronaldo is playing.
I honestly don't really get though. I kept saying I can't believe we've walked out of this game talking about Cristiano Ronaldo.
Me neither. Yeah.
How? And this is part of why. Look, Ronaldo, that is probably top 5 favorite player of all time. He's given me some of my happiest moments in football, bro. As a Man United fan, and even when he was at Real Madrid, I've always had a soft spot for Real Madrid. I loved it. It was great. But in this particular moment, I don't see why we're calling for him in this. And this is exactly why I said I would have been calm with him leaving this summer. Because I said it's going to be a circus. It's going to be a circus. Cristiano Ronaldo, the world's most famous player, sitting on the bench for Man United while Man United stink. Do you get what I mean? Or while Man United smelling. You know what's going to happen. Even when Man United are winning, when there's a goal scored, what do? They pan to Cristiano Ronaldo. And he's there doing this. You know what I mean? They want him to be like throwing bottles and everything is about Ronaldo. And this is exactly why I was calm. With just like, look, you don't want to be here. Find that club. We're good, man. Do you know what I mean? You came, it didn't work out or whatever, and that's it.
The thing too, right, is it's unfair on Ten Hag as well, right? Like Ten Hag doesn't deserve every press conference to be all the questions surrounding Ronaldo. Like Ten Hag's job is not to make Ronaldo's career ride off the sunset. That's not his job to finalize Ronaldo's legacy. Ten Hag's job is to win games for Man United. Ten Hag's job is to bring Man United back to where they're supposed to be. If he doesn't see that with Cristiano Ronaldo, he's not some troll on Twitter, right? He doesn't have an agenda against Cristiano Ronaldo. If he doesn't feel like Cristiano Ronaldo can help the team, he's not going to play him. And this is the last thing. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, bro. And the thing is, you've got Martial and Ronaldo, right? Martial has just come. No, Ronaldo has just come off playing for Portugal. He's fit. Yeah. Martial isn't fit. Yeah, because he just come back from injury. So Ten Hag is looking at it like, should I bring on Cristiano Ronaldo at 4-0 down or 5, whatever it is, 5-0, yeah? And there's going to be all the talks about him. The press are going to be talking about his face when he came on. Goals are going to be flying in, and Ronaldo is going to be doing this and laughing, chuckling. Well, you know Ronaldo. We know this already, right? Or bring on Martial, who needs to get fitness. He just happened to score 2 goals, which is funny. But do you bring on Martial in that situation because he needs to get fit? He needs some match fitness, and then you got to look ahead to the Everton game, to the Ammonia, whoever that team's name is, right? You got to look to them. So bringing on Martial made so much more sense. Bringing on Cristiano Ronaldo is pointless. He's a mad professional, Ronaldo. That's the thing. People kind of paint this thing like he's not a great professional. He's an elite professional. He would understand, in my opinion. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? He would want to start. I'm not saying Ronaldo's going to be happy, but 4-0, bring my man on 4-0. I'm good, bruv.
The one thing I agree with everyone saying this, though. Roy Keane said it, Rio said it, I'm sure you've said it too. United has to let him go in January. I think if there was indeed offers in the summer, no one really knows for sure. But if there were, they should have let him go. And in January, they should have let him go. Because regardless of what you think of Ronaldo and what you think of at this point in his career, a guy with that legacy does not deserve to be rotting on the bench at Man United, right? Like, he should be allowed to play his last few years of his career because he doesn't have long left, starting games and scoring goals. Like, this is not how anyone wants to see Cristiano Ronaldo's career dance off into the sunset. So I think in January, they have to make a determined effort to get him out of the club, to get him a new club. But the other one that, of course, didn't start the game, and everyone is going off hindsight again, but I think it's a little more justified in this case, is Casemiro, right? Casemiro has only started 1 game since we signed him for 70 million. That was 2, I believe. Or no, it was only 1. It was only 1 in the Europa League against Real Sociedad. Hasn't started the game since. And I think everyone kind of imagined that, look, he played well for Brazil over the break. And this is a game that Casemiro has played 1 million times in his career. Big game away from home against one of the top teams in the world. This is where he thrives. And especially in games where you need to soak up pressure and be defensively resolute, this is what Casemiro has made his bread and butter off of in the last decade. And it's another game where, again, he comes off the bench. We're already 4-0 down at that point. And a lot of people were saying, okay, McTominay is going to play until he proves that he shouldn't play. Is this kind of like not the last straw, but the ultimate game that, okay, now Casemiro gets back into this lineup? McTominay, you had a good run in the lineup, but it's time for the big dogs to come in now.
Yeah, that's how I see it. You know, Casemiro has to be playing from this point forward now. And look, everything was about, the momentum. Okay, the momentum got beat. Not even convinced. It got battered. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, we lost 1-0 and it was still solid and we just couldn't break down. No, we got battered. So bring in Casemiro. You can't have a world-class player like that sitting on the bench. He's got to play. You know what I mean? We're not talking about Ronaldo, who has his time is coming up or whatever. We're talking about the Champions League final man of the match. Simple as that. The Champions League final man of the match. So you've got to bring Casemiro back in 100%. And from this point forward, I'm sorry, I've got to see him start playing. People are talking about his cameos have been sting. Okay, he didn't have the greatest game against Sociedad. He played 10 minutes off the bench against Southampton, I believe it was. Man United won 1-0. He played 10 minutes. He played 31 minutes versus Leicester. Man United kept a clean sheet, I believe it was, and won that game. He played 10 minutes against Arsenal as we saw out the game as well. Is Casemiro meant to come on and do flip-flaps and score goals or something?
He's a destroyer, guys.
He comes on the pitch. Yeah, he comes on the pitch and you just do whatever Johnny Obi Mikel used to do his whole career. Come on the pitch, the team are 1-0 up. Please sit in front, see the game out. Thank you very much. Simple as that. That's all he's meant to do. Yes, he didn't have a good game against Real Sociedad. I agree with that. But other than that, bro, now we're putting on silly expectations, right? We're saying silly things, in my opinion, because it's been a while. It's been a while. Man United were winning at the end of the day, right? You got to look at people are also, it feels longer because of the whole Queen situation. Queen and international break. I'm seeing Sam Luckhurst or whatever man's name is putting out things like, it's been 6 weeks since. Mate, there was no football for 3 of those weeks. Well, don't put these are genders, bro. You gotta watch what people say in the media, bro. It's been 6 weeks since. 3 of them weeks there's been no football. Like, bro, honestly, man, Casemiro will come back in, and I have no doubts that he'll be good, man. Only Manchester United fans and only Manchester United Football Club can have a player like Casemiro, in the squad and be debating if he should start or if he should play. This club is so finished sometimes, bro. I'm not blaming no L on Lizzie. I didn't say the L. I said the gap in how long he's been here and how long it sounds like he's not been playing. 6 weeks. It's been 3 weeks I've been off. So
I like this one as well. Good looks for the super chats, Delian. Because this was actually going to go to my next question. What would be your ideal midfield 3? There was another guy who kind of made a decent cameo when he came on as well, and that's Fred. Had a hand in Martial's first. We kind of talk. I don't want to make this more about Fred, but more so about the fact that United have played with this Bruno and Eriksen midfield duo kind of in front of a DM. And I think I remember under Fergie, right? There's games where Park Ji-sung plays. There's games where Darren Fletcher plays. There's games where Paul Scholes and Carrick play in the midfield too. And it's all about really who the opposition is. Are they playing in a deep block? Are you going to be pressured? And it's not just him who does that. Pep does it. Klopp does it. Wenger used to do it. You play based. You don't basically change your ideology and change your lineup based on the other team, but you rotate, and certain players are good for certain circumstances. Is there going to be more games, especially in this hectic October, where, listen, Bruno and Eriksen cannot play every single game in front of a DM. You're going to have to bring in a Fred who kind of may not have the guile of an Eriksen or the final ball of a Bruno, but gives you that energy in a midfield battle. Is there going to be games? There was another question that Rebecca asked here. VDB, does he have any place in this team whatsoever? It seems like the midfield too that Ten Hag has gone with every single game, whether it's the Europa League, whether it's the Premier League, whether it's Southampton, whether it's Man City, is Eriksen and Bruno in front of a DM. Is that going to have to change this month?
Look, there's loads of games. We've got to remember that. There's so many games. There's a midweek game every week in October. So he's going to have to try different things as well. Van de Beek is finished.
He's cooked.
At Man United. He's finished at Man United. There's not even a point talking about him anymore. He's finished at Man United. If it comes to a point where your old manager, doesn't even see a place on the bench for you,
there's no
stuff, you're fit, bro, you're finished, man. You know what I mean? So it is what it is with Van de Beek. You know what I mean? I don't even really want to speak into. Well, okay, Ten Hag said that he's injured, but bro, we'll see. When he's fit, he hasn't been picked. So let's not make it out.
I only brought VDB up anyways, just to kind of talk about that midfield trio. Like, is there? I'm interested in hearing from you.
Casemiro and Eriksen are in it. I don't care who else is in it. It could be Bruno. It could be Fred. It could be McTominay. Whoever you want it to be. Casemiro and Eriksen have to be the two in midfield. Whoever else it is, do whatever you want. If you want to go and call up Charlie Savage and Zidane Iqbal and all these type of men, do as you please, bro. Well, he's gone loan. Whoever you want to call up, as long as Eriksen and Casemiro are playing, that's all I care about. Man United still need to strengthen the midfield so much, by the way. Still need to strengthen the midfield. Still need to strengthen other areas of the pitch. But you just got to make it happen as it is. And you've got a world-class defensive midfielder and a very good player in Eriksen. The other position, do whatever you want with it, in my opinion. I don't really care. as long as
Yeah.
those two are playing.
Kind of goes to this question as well, right? Miles asks, how do you guys feel Ten Hag has improved us in possession? I haven't seen enough. I have this thing with Ten Hag, and I think you agree with it as well. I'm still convinced that he's kind of stuck in two minds between two footballing ideologies, the way he wants to play and the way he can play with the players at his disposal. And I think, like, no matter what you think about Frankie, that's why he was so determined to have a guy like that in his midfield. And I think no matter who he plays, even if he brings in Casemiro, I think United are still going to have their deficiencies in midfield. But I go back to Arteta, right? We talk about rebuilds. Arteta, his first season at United, or at Arsenal, was playing a back five, if you remember. It was like Mustafi, Luiz, Kolasinac. Like, he was playing a back five, and it was basically just played up to Aubameyang and Pepe. That's how they won the FA Cup. That's how they would squeeze out of games. And it's just because he had to work with what he had. And then eventually, his second season, he brought in Partey. Then he brought in Ben White to kind of improve passing out the back. You bring in more players, the style improves. I think that's where I stand, Miles, in terms of, has Ten Hag improved us in possession? I think he's done what any manager with this group of players could do, because he inherited an Ollie team, which all these style plays counterattack, counterattack, counterattack. To adapt to a possession-based team, you have to bring in players that can play that kind of style. And you can't bring in 11 players in one window. That's the reality.
Yeah, you got to make it work with what you have at the moment. You know what I mean? You got to make it work. You got to remember, when we first two games, especially the Brentford one, United tried to kind of, Ericsson in the six and De Gea pass it out, and then they just said, hold on, this is the Prem, and these guys ain't good enough. Bop. And Ten Hag, it hit Ten Hag by shock, you know what I mean? And he's had to revert to, okay, let's be solid first, and we go there. I've always said every top manager walks into a club, they try and make the club more, they try and make the team more solid first. You've got to have a solid foundation before anything else. You've got to. So I think that's what he's focusing on at the moment. Yeah, it don't sound good because you go and concede 6 to City, but these moments are going to happen. You got to build a solid foundation first. Now, it's not going to help now that Varane is injured now, and you got Lindelof coming in, so it's going to be a bit. This is a partnership that haven't even played together. They played a couple minutes together against City, but you've got to build your base, and that's what I'm saying. Casemiro has to be part of that. You've got to build your base, and then you move forward from there. So, yes, I think it's going to come. I'm honestly, people got to realize it's going to take time. He's going to need to get his players in. He's going to. In my opinion, the signings so far have been decent. Malacia has been good. Martinez has been good. Anthony has come and scored 2 goals in 2 big games. And Casemiro, he hasn't got going yet, but I think he's going to come good. So you've got to wait and see when he makes his signings, and then we can build from there. But I said to you, bro, Liaz, he needs to improve about 6 to 7 players who he can go forward with and say, look, all right, this 6 and 7, I can make part of my team going forward forever, because no manager is going to come in and the whole club. Maybe eventually, but you're still going to need to take 6 and 7 of these guys into next season amongst what you sign and work with them. Then all of a sudden you're looking at the team in a whole different way. You're starting to say, oh, I see the role for Sancho, let's say Sancho, or I see the role for Rashford here. I see this role for Marshall, whoever, once he's been able to get his players in and you get that 6 or 7 core. If not, then it's going to be a long ride. That's my task to Ten Hag. My challenge pace basically is, let me see what players improve under you. I need to see at least 6 or 7 players improve, and then whatever, because these guys are not good enough. It's as simple as that. They're not good enough. So that's the reality.
Nah, I'm with you. I think that the 6 to 7 as well is crucial. We may disagree on who those 6 to 7 are, because I think some of them are showing that they're kind of lost causes. I remember one of them I think, did you say Bruno as one of your 6 to 7 in that video you made?
I said that he has to improve, but yeah,
Bro, I think Ten Hag needs to be a brain surgeon to improve Bruno. Bro, I think
the reason why I say that though is the guy is just signed a new contract, bro.
Yeah,
but I mean, if he's on the bench, that'd be great.
Ten Hag came out. There was that report from James Ducker. I mean, depends on how much you value each of these journalists' opinions and their pieces. But he basically came out and said that Ten Hag has demanded that no contracts be handed out to players until he has had like enough time to identify and, I guess, analyze every single one of them and see if they're justifiable for that contract. Kind of begs the question. They threw that Bruno contract on him like kind of out of the blue before he even got hired. Like a few days before Bruno got that 2027 contract, that super max. So, hey man, that's an interesting one. That one kind of I was gonna say that one kind of seems like a player that Ten Hag has to play now, regardless of whether he wants to or not, because of how much money he's on. He's the captain of the club at the moment. Hey,
That's wild, bro. Honestly, like, look, I do not want Bruno playing. That's just my opinion, innit? I don't want him playing. However, it looks like he's going to have to play him because of this. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But right now, Bruno has to be playing. He doesn't have to always start, but Bruno will be playing a lot of games. Man United do not have enough quality in the team right now to be just ignoring Bruno. He doesn't play, whatever. As much as he has all these deficiencies, he's going to have to play a lot of games at the moment. And this is why I'm saying the manager has to be able to get his players, and the manager has to be able to see who he wants to keep, see who he doesn't want to keep. He probably said that because there's Luke Shaw's contract looming, Rashford's contract looming, De Gea's contract looming. I don't even know who else. There's probably Dallo's.
Fred as well. Yeah.
Fred's. He's probably saying, hey, you ain't giving out 5 new contracts to these men, right? You know what I mean? Without me having a say in these things. So I'm interested to see who does get that new contract. And I'm interested to see, who, as I said, who does become his men. Because right now, there's no one that I can really say is a Ten Hag Eriksen right now.
Martinez, right? Martinez is a Ten Hag player, you'd say. Yeah.
And not even a Ten Hag player. I'm saying the one that I know he's going to be like, all right, I trust you every game. You know what I'm saying? Probably Martinez and probably Eriksen. Other than that, right now, we don't know, bro.
I'm with you. I mean, not to spend too much time on the City game. Is there anything else that you got on your mind that you really wanted to talk about from that game?
I mean, some performances, of course. You know, this performance of Jadon Sancho, not good enough, bro. You know, but everyone knows where we stand on.
Yeah.
So I don't even want to like beat the drum too much, but it needs to improve. If it was me going forward, I wouldn't start him at the moment. Everton, I'm not starting him,
bro. This is what we talked about a few weeks ago, right? I have to like compute my brain. Like, when is the last time we talked about United? I think it was a few weeks ago, and I said, look, Anthony is going to start every single game for Erik ten Hag. You don't buy a player for that much money from your previous club and leave that guy on the bench. Like, he's going to ride with him until the wheels fall off. And then it looks like he really likes Martial. It looks like he sees him when he's fit. He is going to be his 9. And Rashford, I mean, the way he talks about him too, go drop him after the last few performances he's had. And that's why I said that Sancho now is under the most pressure he's ever been in his probably in his career, to be honest with you. Like, a year ago, 72 million pounds, franchise player. Here's the keys to the franchise. A year later, you got 3 guys that may just be starting every single week ahead of you. And his performances haven't justified anything else. That's kind of where I stand on Sancho. Is there any other individual performances that you kind of looked at that shaky?
Varane's wasn't great, in my opinion. I don't think he had the greatest one. Malacia didn't have a great game either. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Saka had the better of him, and Foden's had probably the better of him as well. Not saying like he was getting like absolutely like torn to shreds, but
there's an experience there, right? Naturally.
Yeah. He's young as well. He's gonna have to go through these moments. We've had Luke Shaw. We gave Luke Shaw 8 years. I don't want to see people give Malacia 3 games. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I'm already starting to see. Oh, bring Shaw back in, but you guys have given Luke Shaw 8 years, and you can't give Malacia 3 games. Do you know what I mean? So it's just bizarre to me anyway, bro. I don't know, man. United fans just confused the hell out of me, honestly, bro. But yeah, man, overall, it just wasn't a good team performance. No point digging out everybody. It was just a poor performance all around. But there is some constants that are happening with some people, like Sancho, for example, and Bruno. Those two, there's too many constants going on there. You know what I'm saying? Eriksen did have a poor game as well. His pings were going straight to Man City. However, I haven't seen much of that so far, so I don't want to go too crazy on him.
But the thing with Eriksen for me, bro, let me talk.
Improve.
I was gonna say, let me talk about Eriksen for a minute. I worry about Eriksen defensively, to be honest with you, and like it's not that. But the reason I worry about him is like he would be defensively shaky anywhere. Like, he's just not a great athlete in terms of like build, in terms of defense. Like, that's not his game. But in a correct system, you can kind of hide that. I kind of bring it back to Trent. Everyone is getting onto Trent now, but Trent hasn't been a worse defender than he ever was. But he had a system, and he had players around him that could kind of hide those deficiencies. He had Henderson, he had Fabinho, he had Van Dijk at the top of his game. Eriksen will not be an issue at United defensively if the structure is right. And I don't think he was an issue against Arsenal. He wasn't an issue against Liverpool. He was the man of the match against Arsenal, if anything. But I go back to this game, and like you both said, the amount of holes in midfield does not help a player like Eriksen, who already can't get across the pitch as well as other players can. That has to be something that improves, because if not, he will be a defensive liability for United.
Yeah. But the hope is that Man United become a team that are more on the ball.
Yeah.
More on the ball, dominating, because we don't say this about Bernardo. We don't say this about Gundogan. We don't say this about, because they are on the ball dominating, bro. Gundogan played in the 6, bro. Did you notice?
Of course.
No. I mean, but you didn't notice anything defensively.
Oh,
issues.
yeah. No, of course not.
Because he's on the ball and dominating. Do you know when you did notice a Gundogan issue? When they didn't have the ball in the Champions League final against Chelsea. So we can't turn around and be, oh, no, Gundogan's some crazy 6. No, it's just that his team are going to have the ball more of the time and be probing with it. That is what Man United eventually need to become. You know what I mean? A team that are on the ball and being able to play.
It's also about how you win the ball back too, right?
Against Everton, for example, I know they got that Iwobi, Onana, and who's the other one?
Gay.
Iwobi, Onana, yeah, and Gay. So that's a PMP.
That's a Casemiro Fred game, bro. That's what it sounds like to me.
So United gonna have to be on the ball in that kind of game. You don't want to make that game a scrap, bro. Don't go and make that game a scrap, because that man will feast off that. They will feast off it. So you need a bit of calm and cool heads. So it's gonna be interesting. I'm definitely putting Casemiro into there, bro. But no, you know what I mean? That definitely concerns me a little bit, but we packed that thing too. So come around this way and you will get clapped.
Hey, yo, you're a fool, man.
But Casemiro, bro, you get clapped around here too, bro.
I packed that thing too. Hey, now you're right, bro. You're right. I mean, I will move on from the City game, right? We talked enough about that. I've been depressed the last few days, bro. I mean, not as much as I normally would have been, but that's a very dragged back down to earth kind of result, kind of performance. And we move on to the Europa League tomorrow against Omonia, who you carry this conversation, because I got to go on Google and look up where they're from, bro. I can't lie. I'm not familiar with their game whatsoever.
But we're going to learn, innit? We're going to learn.
Omonia are from Cyprus. They play in the Cypriot First Division.
Come on, man. Listen, I'm not even get disrespectful. I'm not even disrespectful, but Cyprus, I mean, I want to see a convincing win. Do you know what I'm trying to say? A convincing win. There's not really much to say, because we can't really go into no like analysis of Omonia, you know what I mean? But I just want to see a better performance. I know we're not probably going to see like Garnacho or anyone like that, because I think he just played yesterday. He just scored the winner yesterday. So I don't think we're going to see any young players. Lineup wise, I think he's still going to go De Gea. I don't see him calling Wan-Bissaka up at any moment.
He's cooked, bro.
I think he might be injured. Right?
Yeah, Wan-Bissaka is cooked.
So, I don't know what lineup we're gonna go with. He might want to put a strong lineup out there, because we need to bounce back.
This guy said Europa League is like preseason, NBA preseason.
It's a summer league, innit? It's a summer league. It's a summer league, bro.
This is what's the thing they go and play in LA, bro? Drew League. This is Drew League, bro. Hey, man.
Oh yeah, honestly, I don't know who's gonna play, bro.
I'll give you my lineup. It'll be De Gea. Ten Hag doesn't seem to rotate a lot, bro. De Gea, Dalot, Lindelof, Lissandro, left back, probably Shaw. He'll probably go Casemiro. He'll play. He'll play Fred next to him. He'll play Bruno in front of them. He'll play Anthony on the right. He'll play Ronaldo up front, and he'll play. Would he play Martial though? He might play Martial off the left or something. I think he's gonna want to play Ronaldo, right? He's not gonna bench Ronaldo two games.
Ronaldo will play,
but I think he's gonna want to get Martial minutes for sure. But it'll be Anthony, Ronaldo, Martial. I think that's what he'll go for.
And I think he's gonna go Casemiro, Fred, and Bruno.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's gonna go. Cristiano Ronaldo will start, of course.
Yeah, definitely.
Of course.
I said Pro AM.
Yeah.
No, Pro AM is Conference League, bro. Right now we're at Summer League right now, bro.
It is what it is, man. Let's just go and get a convincing win, man. That's what I want to see, bruv. Convincing win, and we move from there. Shaw's gonna play. Yeah, I forgot about that. Shaw. Yeah, well, let me see this team. De
This guy's
Gea, Dallo, Lindelof, Shaw, Casemiro, Fred, Bruno, Anthony. Yeah, Sancho, Marshall off the bench. Yeah,
this guy's,
he
this
might
guy
be
said
right.
10 players. You're missing one center back, bro. No, I'm sure. Or Z. He or she. I think it's she. She's missing Martinez. You got to find the Wembanyama in Europe. That,
Don't
I
kill
don't know what
me.
that means.
That's
We definitely
some. He's going to be the #1 draft pick next season.
yeah.
That's hilarious.
Anything else you want to talk about for the Omonia game? I mean, Europa League. It's not lighting
Not
the
much,
world up on
man.
fire, bro.
We're going to do the Europa roundup anyway tomorrow. So we'll talk about the game tomorrow. Make sure you guys are there. Make sure you hit the like button as well. Subscribe.
We got some questions. I can't lie.
We're going to be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we're going to be here tonight talking about the Champions League. So
sure.
make sure you're followed and your notifications are on so you can catch us there. Damn, it's raining like crazy outside.
It's a shitty day out here, bro.
Yeah.
I have a few questions that they sent us that I starred. This one, I guess, if you haven't been watching the show, like, what quickly, Cam, what's your expectations for United and Ten Hag this season?
I just said find a way to get back into the Champions League, bro. Whether that's top 4 or whether that's winning the Europa. Get back into the Champions League. A nice little FA Cup little run. Get us to the semis or something. Carling Cup, one of them. Little vibe, you know what I mean? Little cup run and get back into the Champions League. That's
I think we talk about Cam, right? Like we shouldn't have. No, it won't be. But here's the thing, right? This is what I want to say. It wasn't going to be smooth sailing after the Arsenal game. Like there were going to be bumps like City. I think that was like bring people back down to earth. But at the same time, look at the strength of the top 4. There is still a position there for United to steal. I still believe that, regardless of that City win. Liverpool are kind of like crawling to the finish line. It seems like there's games like Brighton. They were very fortunate to get a result. They've only won 2 games all season. Spurs, like, look, I'm still not 100% sold on them. Chelsea, it's the same. And look, United is not the finished article, but it's not impossible for them to finish 4th. And City basically did not just completely destroy the rest of the season for United. They're still in it.
Yeah, of course. Everyone is still in it. Top 4 is not sealed by anyone other than Man City, and right now Arsenal are flying, but top 4 is not sealed by anyone. The place is out for grab. Chelsea have got Potter. We don't know what's going to happen with them. It feels like their season hasn't necessarily got going as of yet. Liverpool, as you just mentioned, United, Spurs, it kind of feels like there's creaks coming in now. You know what I mean? With the Conte ball and all this type of stuff. So we're going to see, man. United are still in contention for these things, man. I see someone say Man United can't get back into the UCL after spending 200 million. I can't talk football with them type of people, bro. Like football, no context, no football is not as
black and white as that,
man. Honestly, bro.
This guy asked me this. When did Leah start supporting United and why does he hate Ronaldo?
Leah's first season watching.
You gotta stop this, bro.
Listen, let me tell everyone.
Nah, you're gonna tell me.
Leah's first season watching football is the 2009-10 season.
It's cab, bro. So, let me tell my side of the story.
He didn't actually watch Ronaldo at Man United.
How you gonna lie on my name like this?
First season was when Jose won the treble with Inter and Ronaldo went to Real Madrid. That's why he doesn't really care for Ronaldo like that.
I'll tell you why I don't care about Ronaldo. It's not because of that. The first season I started watching United was 06-07. I saw Ronaldo. I'll tell you why. The reason I don't like Ronaldo is because the way I found out Ronaldo was leaving Man United was like the most devastating way I could find out. I don't know if I told you this, Cam. Me and my dad and my family were on the airport to Algeria. We were in the airport. They were talking about United, and I was like, it was shortly after the loss to Barca in the Champions League. I was like, we can still go. We still got Ronaldo, and we still got Rooney. And he told me that same day, he's like, Cristiano Ronaldo just went to Real Madrid. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, okay, we still at least got Rooney and Tevez, right? And Tevez had left a week earlier, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, so from that moment, right? And then me as well, I was always a Messi fan. Especially once Ronaldo left. And then there was the whole Ronaldo-Messi rivalry, Barca versus Real. I was always supporting Barcelona. As a kid, Lias_Messi10, OGs remember the ad, bro.
All real men supported Real Madrid.
Hey, bro. Put your trophies from that era on the table. That's all I'll say, bro.
All the neeks supported Barcelona. I noticed there's a personality type. The real men were vibing with Jose, Ramos, and then bosses, Pepe. You know what I mean? We were vibing them. And all the neeks. Man, Barcelona.
I love Jose. That I'll never change. I love Jose, but Madrid and Ronaldo could never work, bro.
Nah, bruv. Nah. Somebody said Cam's first season was 89, 90. Don't kill
Damn.
me. Damn. I'm plugged in, man.
This guy said Real Madrid TV was free back those days, bro.
Oh yeah, those are good days though. They were.
This guy asked me a super chat question. Says, how you pronounce your name and the accent is this? It's pronounced Lias, bro. I see mad people on Twitter and shit call me lies and stuff like that. Get to know, bro. Lias, that's how you pronounce it. Whole lot of lies. If you guys got any other questions, last minute questions for us, we ain't got too much to talk about, but we'll try and answer as many as we can.
Throw them in.
This guy knows that Barca era is the definition of football. Yes, sir.
That was the beginning of the end.
Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets. That's hard, bro.
That was the beginning of the end of the sport. You see me, I liked it when it was Zidane and Ronaldinho and the real expressive ballers. You liked it when everyone was, they're top ballers, but they were all just robots, little robots. You know what I mean? Little minions. I like when man were real dark.
Iniesta's a robot now.
Iniesta was a little robot. He was.
Oh, you're casual, bro. You're casual. Iniesta's a robot.
He'll get the ball. Where's my mate Xavi? Okay, let me pass it to Xavi. Xavi, where's Busquets?
Nah, you're a troll, bro. You're a troll, bro.
Me, I like guys that were like, let me get on the ball. Get away from me. 1, 2, 3. Long shots.
You're a troll, bro. I gotta make an Iniesta comp for you. Apparently, your ass must have forgot, bro.
He ain't got that expression like Zidane. He ain't got that.
He doesn't have the expression of Zidane. Sue him.
Real Madrid, real men shit.
If that's how we judge players in terms of flair and creativity, if they're Zidane or not, hey man, player is dead in the sport, bro.
I'm talking about the upper echelon.
It goes Zidane and it goes Iniesta. Right below Zidane is Iniesta.
Ronaldinho.
Okay.
Fair. Ronaldinho, real expressive kings. You guys don't know, man. Oh, man.
This guy's what's the accent? My accent is I'm born in Canada, lived in the US, bro. Do you think Spurs will get out of their group? Cam, this is an interesting. You know what? Let's save this one for later for the Champions League.
Later. Z Gold. Make sure you're there.
Come through. Post-match Champions League. We'll talk about that. I'm gonna start that right now. Will you guys make any basketball videos? Yeah, you're trying to make some basketball content.
I might have some basketball content coming soon. A couple people have hit me up, a couple big names have hit me up talking about NBA content. We'll see. You know what I mean? FTBL, we got our brother, or should we say sister company in Buckets as well up in America. Big up them. You never know what that might be a cross collab. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Just stay tuned, innit?
What you saying about this one, bro? Delian, you came through with the super chats, bro. Much love.
Yeah,
Random thoughts on Berbatov.
Delian, or is it? Why are you saying Delian, bro? It's Delian.
Hey, my fault.
Yeah,
all of a sudden you better.
You don't like it when someone calls you lies.
Hey, fair enough. Yo, actually, let us know how you say your name because it might be you who's mispronouncing it. But what's your thoughts on Berbatov? That's a real right there.
Quickly, Tricks. Dos Locos is on pause at the moment. Scheduling between me and Fuad ain't the greatest, but Fuad will be coming on our Champions League show quite often. So don't worry, you're still gonna get the Dos Locos vibes, people. Don't worry. But right now, the scheduling between me and Fuad is very, very difficult. He's a very busy man during the weekdays, but he'll be featuring when he can on our Champions League show. Don't worry about that. Wait for the knockout rounds and stuff. Don't worry, man. I'm always got you guys, man. Always. Sorry, back to it. Random, but thoughts on Berbatov. What about him? And Berbatov was a classy player, innit? Class. That's my type of. He was nice, man. He was nice.
A real man too.
I watch him. That boy, nice. You know what I'm saying? That boy, nice. Yeah, but Berbatov was nice, man. Berbatov, I love.
Yeah, you can hold that, by the way. You can hold that. Delian, my guy.
Oh my god.
Yo. Could City go unbeaten in the league?
I was thinking about this, I was thinking about this. And I was just, but every season you say this about everyone. There's always, can somebody win the treble? Can somebody go unbeaten? City have been caught out a few times this season and have done mad comebacks, but that's what makes you think, hold on 1 second. They might be cooking something here, you know what I'm saying? But nah, I'm not gonna say they can go unbeaten. I'd rather wait and see it happen. Let me wait a couple more games, but Invincibles is still the single greatest Premier League achievement, in my opinion, ever. So I don't know about that. You know what I mean?
Either way, you said Invincibles is the greatest achievement.
Single in the
With
Premier
11
League.
with 11 draws in one season. That's the best achievement.
90 points.
Oh, I don't know about
Unbeaten.
that. I think
90
Centurions is
points.
hard, bro.
No. Because look, you say Centurions is hard, but then the season next to it, next after that, Liverpool get 99. Bro,
Okay. No, they didn't
it's-
get. I think it was 90. I think it was 98 they got because
Are you
City
sure?
won the next season.
No,
And City
sorry,
didn't
not that one. When Liverpool won the league, what did they get?
I think it was like 97, 98. No, I think Liverpool, in fact, they got more points the season they came second to City than the season they won.
In the season they won the league, I'm gonna check it now.
Yeah.
In the season they won the league, when they win it, 1920.
Liverpool, yeah, 1920. 18-19 was when City won 4 trophies.
Got 99 points, bro. 99 points, like, bro.
In 1920.
Yes.
How
They
many
got
did they
99
get?
points.
How many did they get in 18-19?
Watford beat them, and you know what I mean? They came back against City half drunk after celebrating and got whooped 4-0 or whatever it was. Hey, like 100 points is nice. It's a great achievement. But invincible, not losing a football match and then going on to win the league. Allow me, man.
Hey, bro. I think this is where you got to compare. This is where you got to compare leagues, bro. Like, I mean,
what do you mean?
You draw 11 games, bro.
You don't lose them. You didn't lose. But listen to me.
Both teams resulted in the same position. Both teams won the league.
Yes.
One team won the league by winning more games. The other team won the league by drawing more games.
And one team won it by losing less games. So what do you listen? If I can walk into
the points, give me the points on the table, bro.
No. You see points, yeah? Points get broken. Once upon a time, Chelsea had the points record. Once upon a time,
I would say, for example, Chelsea's what is it? 0405 team. That's the 95 point team, right? Or 94. Mm-hmm. That team is better than Arsenal's team. That team is easily better. Mourinho's 0405.
Bro, I have not here said better or not. I didn't say that better than the Centurions. That's up to you if you think that. All I said is the single greatest Premier League achievement, in my opinion, to win the league with 90 points, and be unbeaten. Listen to it. Not one team in the Premier League were good enough to beat Arsenal. Not one. Arsenal walked away without being able, by saying not one team are good enough to have beaten us. Not one. Come on, man. Come on, you guys are disrespect. People talking about George
era got Cam's heart, bro.
Nah, bro.
We thought he was a closet Chelsea fan.
No, I'm being serious. Do you know how dumb, bro? Do you know how bossy you must feel? Do you know how bossy you must feel walking away saying not one of these 19 teams could beat us? They started the next season like, look at you guys. Not one of you lot are good enough to beat us until Man United came along. Yeah. But nah, bruv. Nah.
I was gonna say, Sammy, I disagree here. I only bring up points when like both teams have only won the league. For me, a team that wins a treble or a team that wins the Champions League and Premier League double, or City when they won four leagues and trophies in one season, that of course takes precedent over points. But when we're talking about purely one Premier League season versus another Premier League season with no other competitions in place, I'm taking the points. But I think City's 100 point. I don't think anyone will do that. The fact that Liverpool couldn't,
I don't think anyone could do that, and the team just got 99, bro. Bro, listen,
they didn't do it. That's like saying a team loses one Premier League game all season.
How many teams have done that?
That I don't know. Let's do some research.
Premier League teams did that one time. I know George Graham's only lost one.
I think Liverpool 08-09, they didn't even win the league that season.
George Graham's Arsenal almost went invincible, and they didn't win it, but they didn't end up doing it. City lost 2 games that season, drew 4, which is nice. I don't really know. People might know in the comments.
I think Liverpool 08-09, I think you're right. The year they didn't win the league, they only lost 1 game, but they drew a shit ton.
I can't believe this modern, bro. You didn't even watch football them time. This is what's even getting me mad.
hold on.
No. This is what I don't like.
We're not talking like you just said, Cam. Don't bring up that point because you just said we're not comparing the strength of each team. You just said we're not comparing the strength.
Okay,
of each team.
no, but it's not even that. This is what I don't like. Yeah. Oh yeah, Chelsea 04 or 05. This is what I don't like, right? People look back too much and try and critique. This is what I don't like. They look back and try and critique. Since people say, "Oh, bare draws." What is that? What the hell does that even mean, bro? What does that mean? So when Man United were winning the league in 79 points, yeah, and went on to win
I'm not trying to question the validity of that title, though. I'm not trying to say the validity of that title, though. But when you're comparing,
90 was so high at the time, bro.
I get that. I get that. I'm not trying to say they're fraud title winners, bro. I'm just saying if you ask me what's the better accomplishment between that and 100 points, I'm taking 100 points. I'm taking City's team.
Fair enough. I just think invincible, going unbeaten and winning the league. I don't care about Champions League that people are talking about because City didn't even win it either. I'm not talking about...
No. If you want to take that into...
I am just talking about in the domestic season... Man City's is obviously up there. You can probably, to be fair, we're saying all this. Leicester's is probably the maddest thing, to be honest, if we're being real. But I am saying going unbeaten is the ultimate flex. Ultimate flex points. We have seen points get beaten time and time again. The one thing that we have never seen, the one thing we have never seen is a team go unbeaten. So I'm going there.
Old man. In
there chewing my straw, my shotty. Get off my lawn. You know what I'm saying? But nah, honestly,
you old head.
Bro, I'm just saying why I think in it. Invincibles for me.
But no, the main question was, could City go unbeaten in the league? Do you think they could do it?
I don't know. As I said, I need to see it first, bro. I can't. Let's wait for a couple more games and we'll see. But no, I would say they can't.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. Next manager to be sacked. Who are you saying? Bro, I was convinced Lampard was going to be first. I was convinced he was going to be second. He proved me wrong. Crazy, bro.
Hold that.
Oh, let's say real men.
Yeah, people are trying to diss Frank. Good, hold that.
That's a tough one. No, I know it is going to be Nottingham Forest manager, Steve Clark.
Oh, yeah, Cooper.
Steve Cooper, yeah, he's done.
Yeah, word. See, thank you. 90 points back then was crazy. Now it's normality because Liverpool, I'm thinking 90
normality because City, but it's normality because City upped the standard to that level. Without City, that wouldn't be the normal.
All this up the standard talk. This stuff just gets on my nerves, bro. We'll be here forever. All this up the standard stuff. It's just.
Can you speak on this? Confirm or deny?
Kanu, he went to school with my granddads and this. No one knows his age, bro. Let me tell you that. Don't worry about me, man.
What you saying about this weekend? Can Arsenal beat Liverpool?
I think Arsenal are going to win.
I agree. What are we saying? Who's winning the NBA championship this year?
Golden State. They running that bet. The final, the end of that trio. Draymond Green, I think, is going to leave this summer, in my opinion. But I think they're running it back to back.
I'm looking in the East, bro. I'm looking at Milwaukee. I can't lie. I think last year they got unlucky with the Middleton injury, but I think when they're healthy, bro, Giannis is still the best in the league. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not as sold on them as you are on Golden State, but it'll be a good season for sure. I think we're gonna end it here. Big up Z for saying I'll subscribe. Everyone, guys, do what Z is doing. Subscribe. We're so close to 10K subscribers, and it's been a crazy few months for us. The growth is crazy. The videos, we've had consistent output. Cam is putting out videos 3 times a week at this point. The lives are only going to continue. So make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys turn the notifications on to see all the videos coming out in live time. Cam, is there anything else you want to kind of add to that before we sign off?
Yeah, no, same thing, man. Stoppage time is now part of the FTBL family. Facts. So if anyone knows me from Stoppage Time, make sure you subscribe to FTBL because that's where things are going to be going on. Go and check the channel after this. If you're bored, go and check the channel. I talked about Roma. Somebody said Forza Roma there as well. I talk about Roma. I talk about we do Stoppage Time, of course. Loads of things. But just go through the channel, man. So much has been put out there. But yeah, man. Just like, share, and subscribe. Somebody said But I know Cam's had Giannis agenda back then. Don't kill me. We miss you, Cam. Hashtag no agenda. Miss me from where?
Giannis was Cam Salah. You were running agenda on Giannis?
Who, me? Yeah,
Yeah.
Giannis wasn't my guy, man. Giannis wasn't my guy. But you know what? Yeah, he's a realist, man. I like real guys. So yeah, I like him. But he wasn't my guy still. He wasn't my guy. You see me, I like the purity. You know me, bro. Both sport. I like
now you like purity, but in football you like hard men, but
I like
you don't like Iniesta, but now you like purity.
I like pure. I like skill. I like skill.
But Iniesta is John Stockton for you.
Yeah, just facilitate.
You're a real hater, bro. You're a real hater.
Facilitate.
God, this is one of the craziest things I've ever heard you say in my life.
Guy. Yes, Luke's my guy. I got a Luca jersey and everything. Luca is my guy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, guys, just like, share, subscribe. We're going to be back probably around 10 p.m. or something tonight. And we'll see you guys soon, man.
Peace.